So you guys seem to be enjoying this Bronco build. This thing is absolutely nuts where we got it. It's super interesting to see where this thing starts from, the bones. Day by day, this thing is gonna change into something crazy. I can't wait for you guys to see the paint color I chose for this. Here's the color I was going to paint it. I am no longer. It's gonna be absolutely stunning. We've got a couple things to do today before we could take this Bronco and roll it into the booth. If you guys are new here, this is what I've been doing. This is literally what Ashley and I have been doing for months now. We've been building this booth. This thing is gigantic. However, guys, it's about finally that day. We're finally getting the exhaust hooked up on this booth. They came and cut this yesterday. They're ready to cut the hole in the wall, put our shutters in, and we're finally gonna be able to hook it up. We're also waiting to connect the electrical, but that should be here in the next couple days. Reason being, just a little scary. So the professionals are gonna be doing all of that. I designed this to fit a crew cab long bed truck very, very comfortably, walk completely around it. Here's what's pretty much left of the scraps. We threw out all the other stuff. We made a complete workbench out of, you know, the rest of the scraps too. Got a nice little mixing bench down here. I'm gonna get racks and paint cup holders and everything and put it on the wall. Got myself a little window so I can check in on the project. Got a door on this side, door on the other side, bigger window obviously on the, you know, more visible side of the shop. Light switches on both sides. Come in here, this thing is gonna be bright. I know a lot of you were asking, oh, did you finish it? Yeah, it's done. Like I said, we're just waiting on electric and the exhaust to be hooked up. Door handles involved, black on the outside, white on the inside. We actually hooked this thing up to an extension cord, powered all these lights. It's so bright in here. I can't wait to show you guys how this booth actually works. Very soon, like literally in a couple days. They should be here this afternoon to finish all that, and we'll be painting this Bronco in literally one of the next videos. Like we are actually, and I promise you, actually that close. Lights down the side here, work with these switches. Lights down the side here, work with that switch. Over here, volume knob. We got 4 8-inch speakers up there. Here's the filter wall, there's the box for the filters for each end, cross draft. And then back here in the corner, we've got our whole filtration setup and a brand new air hose. So there's only a few more things we need to do before this thing is ready for paint. One of the things I noticed is, I mean, a couple of things here. Obviously, inside of the engine bay, we don't want to touch. That's way too much. It's never gonna be seen anyway. Don't gotta worry about that. So everything here too, with it being, you know, inside the engine bay is gonna still be white. I'm gonna keep this stuff here also white. Obviously when you open the hood, that's gonna be painted. I want these to match the hood, and I would also like what's underneath the windshield here, because once the plastic goes back in, you can kind of see this a bit. I want that to be painted as well. So we do need to take this off, our antenna off, and a couple other things. Coming down here, I only think that this piece may be seen a little bit with all the fenders and everything and the fender liners back in. So we'll probably spray this down here. Over here, you could just see there, it's just primer still everywhere. Everywhere, you know, there's not actual paint. We're definitely not gonna worry about. And then down here, you could see coming, this right here is gonna need painted going into the pinch weld. And then the rocker, all that's gonna need sprayed. I'm probably gonna go over these bolts. We removed one of the factory like fender brackets when we got the fiberglass kit on here. So I'll probably paint over those bolts, make it kind of look and resemble what they got going on up here. And we'll probably use this line and spray everything this way, up there, around here, and that way. So we need to remove everything, I guess, in our way, that way, and this way still, and then I'll probably get rid of this horn and that stuff as well. But just a couple little things to make masking this thing off a million times easier. So let's do that. To take this off, there's plastic plugs everywhere. The little ones like this. Follow them all the way down. We're gonna take these out so these fold up more and this can come right out. But also attached to this is your wiper squirter thing. Wiggle that off. You can take this, run this down. It's hooked underneath this plastic cover here. You could just set this, and honestly you might as well wrap it around your, and then this, once you fold this up past what it could before, this will now come off. Now that we got that kind of like under cowl taken out of the way, we gotta get the wiper mechanism and motor out. There's two plastic plugs down here that just kind of hold it on, some studs. Pop the one off. These are tight, and you can't really get a panel tool in there. Okay, and then finally, pop the other one off. So now there's a bolt there, there's a bolt down here, and then there's a nut right there. And then this should just come straight out. Locking tab back, press down. There's that. And then down and inside here, this harness has two, like, there's a kind of like one of those gasket kind of plugs. You can push the one tab down, get it through, start pushing the other one. It should fully pop out. Just gotta work it out slowly. It's tight up in here. Oops. And once that pops, you can pull the whole harness out. Now to make my life easier, I still may jump this, put a bucket down, turn this around, drive it, and back it in the booth. So I won't disconnect the grounds just yet till probably it's in the booth, just in case. However, we could just pop this off right now. But I'll probably disconnect that just in case, or I'll probably disconnect that after the fact just in case I need to actually drive this thing in. If I disconnect that, then this thing definitely won't work at all. There's 3 7mm on the antenna. Just kind of hooks around this bracket. How did they get that in there? You're kidding. Oh, it's gonna squeeze. There it is. I was like, there's no way I'm taking the hit that time. The only way to get this plastic out is actually, there's harnesses behind the speaker. Another thing we got to take out anyway because the audio system in this thing absolutely sucks. So we're definitely changing that out. But you take the speaker out, there's 3 7mm. The speaker will pop out. Then there's a harness. It's actually extra tight, so if you got a pick or a panel tool to push down on this plug for you, to help you out. Have it pop out. Literally terrible. So bad. And then if you stick your hand in the speaker hole, there's 2 tabs, one on the bottom and the top of this. You can either use your finger or get a panel tool or something in there. If you press on it, it'll pop. And then you just unplug this one and that one. Okay, now we got like the door check here, there, and on the tailgate. It's a T40, 2 bolts. There's nut plates behind. And They stay in place for once. And finally, this like door peg is actually a T50. Okay, so another thing we're gonna do real quick here is these plugs. We're gonna make sure there's a couple left here, all the drain plugs in the floor, plugs there, this little piece of tape. We're gonna get all that taken off because we're gonna get that all taken off because when we paint this, we want all these to go back in looking brand new. So we're gonna take all these off, label them, make sure we know where they go, and we're almost there. Kind of have left here, I have a collection of, this is all for the seat belt. I just want to keep it all together because I don't want to mess any of that going back in. So now there's this little sensor down here that plugs into the seat belt. A little 10 mil, that'll come off. Oh, it looks like there's a little plastic plug holding it in too. Just like that. We'll also take this out, this bolt out, we'll keep these together. All with the seat belt, also on this side. Oh, I don't want to lose that. Also on this side we got the lower bolt. We'll keep that with the seat belt stuff. There's also only one ground in the back on each side. We'll keep that with the seat belt stuff. And then back here, the bottom bolt on the for the seat belt that goes in the roll bar. We'll keep all that with the seatbelt stuff. The one that goes in the back roll bar is longer than the one that just screws down here, so mind that. Same thing on the other side. And then in the back here, this ground's a little bit further back. Oh, I got one more plug I missed. But this ground's a little further back. There's also a seatbelt in the roll bar. Then on top of your roll bar, next to your antenna, there's a rubber plug, and then over on this side, there's also a rubber plug. Both of them, you just pull them out. I honestly have no idea if these held the tail lights in or whatnot. Something also belongs here, but just in the tail light vicinity. We'll figure it out when we get there. 2 8mm. And literally the last thing visible are these 2 screws that hold the dash in from the outside of the Bronco. I don't know why they did that, but 2 10mm, one on this side. And then same exact spot on the other side. Other than that, guys, this thing is completely stripped. Literally, there is nothing left. I looked, I tried to take more off. And I couldn't. There's literally nothing. But we could start sanding this thing down and prepping it here, like literally in the next couple days, and get this thing sprayed so soon. What color are you painting it? What color are you painting it? I've seen a couple comments on that. I put this in a video a long time ago when I was working on this. Here's the color I was going to paint it. I am no longer. I really wanted to paint it a brown, and this right here is actually a very it's an awesome color, but my taste kind of changed, and I didn't want to, you know, use this on the Bronco. This is called Canyon Ridge. It's off of Ford Explorers and Escapes. It looks really good in the sunlight. It looks really good in the shade. As you can see, it goes and fades kind of down to black. This was in the Ford OEM paint book. However, the color that we are painting it is under here. Don't get mad at me, but it is not in the Ford color paint book. I had to go off, because when I saw this color underneath here, the way it, you know, I thought this flips good. This under here flips even better. It looks so good. It's so deep and rich. It is just, it's a color that is gonna look phenomenal on here. It's gonna, the way it's gonna hit right here and turn flat, it's literally, I'm excited. Ashley's excited. We are just itching to see that color laid down on here. Now there's pretty much one more thing I'd like to remove to make this paint job just like perfect, and it's these door jamb stickers here. I know / I believe I can retrieve these from the dealer, and I found on Ford's website within 5 model years you can get one of these, the one that's got all the information on the build, reprinted. I still need to call the Ford dealership and see what they say. On the online, it did say that you need to bring them this sticker damaged or removed, and I think I'm going to do that, because it would be so nice to have this thing painted all fresh and flat, no tape lines, no nothing around this, no lip, and once it's all done and cured, put a brand new sticker on there and make it look 100%. So I got to get a hold of the dealer on that, but I hope I can do that. When you're dealing with something like this, which a lot of you probably haven't and may never will, I do encourage you one day to try though. This is so, it's exciting, it's fun. A lot of you, however, are probably gonna be like, where do you even start? Like I said, this time around, I think this is my, I don't know what number build I've done, but this is the first one I've actually taken the time. Ashley and I have labeled everything we can, so it should be an easy installation process. Obviously, things will, you will run into hiccups doing stuff like this. You can't remember it all. I do say, do it quick, do it as soon as you can. Make it a plan to be on it. Get yourself on it. Keep yourself on it. Don't lose motivation. So you know, you stay on task, and you can try your best to keep it, you know, fresh in your mind to start putting it back together, because you just freshly kind of took it all apart. But now that we're at this point, we're gonna spray this thing and completely do it literally 180. Start putting it back together. Start painting the other pieces little by little. Put those back on. And then finally finish this off with color matching all the plastics and everything else. That was actually kind of the first things we took off. So literally we just do it completely reverse, and I'm gonna paint everything that way as well. So we could start with the base and then start putting pieces back on, you know, that are painted and colored. It's gonna look so good. Sometime during this whole project as well, we gotta crack these bad boys open, and this right here, this has to go. We're gonna color match that bezel in there, and we're gonna put clear side markers in this. I've seen a few Broncos, and when I say a few, I really mean a few. Even on the website, there's a few Broncos that have converted to the clear side markers, and it really does change the look of these things exponentially. Like, you wouldn't even believe. It looks completely different, and we need that little touch on this. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do all that. Crack them open, color match them, swap the lenses. I'm going to show you how to do the whole thing, and it's really going to be the final touch on this thing that's going to pull it all together, because that amber side marker, it just is going to look way out of place with something this modified. Well, in the next video, guys, we're going to get this thing all sanded, prepped, washed, cleaned up, and we may even get it rolled into the booth to start getting it taped off. I'd love to get sealer laid down on this thing in the next video too. I'm so excited to get this thing painted. Ashley's so excited as well. We are just, it's been so long, and this thing is just gonna look incredible. If you guys enjoyed this video, shoot a thumbs up, drop me a comment down below what you think of this Bronco build. Let me know if you're excited, let me know your thoughts, let me know what color you think it is. Subscribe if you haven't already. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next one.